thermometer plunges far below the 0 degree. A sudden blizzard sweeps right across the raging sea. I wrap my shivering arms around your rigid, stiffened spine, hoping to find a flicker of the warmth that once was mine. My exhalation transforms instantly into a frosty fog, sitting upon this frozen, snow-covered falling log. Icicles begin to form upon my eyelashes and my beard. This absolute sub-zero temperature is exactly what I feared. Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core. The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more. Every attempt at affection sends a shudder down my back. Walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone. Holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. The mattress feels identical to an Arctic expedition, and during this blizzard is my only remaining mission. I pull the thick duvet up tightly against my chilly chin, but the drafts are penetrating deeply into my very skin. The radiator is broken, the pipes have completely burst. This polar vortex is undeniably the absolute worst. I seek refuge beside the hearth, but there is no kindling left of every single thermal comfort I have been bereft. Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core. The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more. Every attempt at affection sends a shudder down my back. Walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone. Holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. We are two icebergs colliding in the darkest northern sea, shattering into pieces, floating aimlessly and free. No tropical summer sun could ever melt this massive chill. We are frozen completely solid on this desolate, snowy hill. Shiver now, frostbite stings, numbness spreads, turning blue. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone. Holding on to a statue carved tuning pegs are slipping, the pitch is always flat. I strum the wooden body where the vibrant rhythm set, but the resonance has vanished. The sound box is deceased. The musical connection has permanently ceased.
My calluses are peeling, my fingertips just bleed, planting barren melodies from a corrupted seed.
The bridge is slowly cracking under immense tension, losing every single ounce of my creative comprehension.
Plucking at the wires, but
They yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull vibration
vibrating through the bone.
The fretboard is deserted,
The neck is warped and bent. Every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood.
the nylon fibers fray,
The steel begins to rust,
the instrument case gathers
a century of dust.
I sweep the plectrum downwards,
Hoping for a chord, but I only get the silence of a solitary ward.
the capo clamps down forcefully,
But changes no key, restricting the expression of the artist inside me. The harmonics are muted, deadened by the grief, searching through the songbook for a moment of relief.
plucking at the wires,
But they yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull
vibration vibrating through the bone. The fretboard is deserted, the neck is warped and bent. Every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song
ornament upon a solitary pine, drinking cheap eggnog and pretending I am doing fine. The festive neighborhood is glowing with a radiant display, while I sit in the darkness wishing it would go away. Shoveling the heavy snowfall from the front porch steps, wiping the ice of condensation where my bitter sorrow slept. Choir voices carry across the freezing midnight breeze, singing joyful carols that bring me straight to my knees. The calendar pages flip toward the dreadful final square, leaving me absolutely breathless, gasping for some air. Every holiday commercial feels like an intentional taunt, a seasonal ghost that will continually come back to haunt. This is a cool December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot bear. The mistletoe is dangling uselessly above the doorway frame, a parasitic little plant whispering your forgotten name. I tear down the colored lights draped across the patio, refusing to participate in this ridiculous happy show. Writing out greeting cards to people I barely even know, faking a cheerful signature, and I hide the staggering blow. The fireplace stockings hang completely empty on the wall, waiting for a Christmas miracle that will never actually fall. The calendar pages flip toward the dreadful final square, leaving me absolutely breathless, gasping for some air. Every holiday commercial feels like an intentional taunt, a seasonal ghost that will continually come back to haunt. This is a cruel December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot counting down the seconds until the clock strikes 12, hoping the incoming January will help my spirit heal itself. I pop a cork of cider to ring the devastating midnight in, a solitary celebration of a miserable, lonely spin. Snow falls, bells chime, clock strikes. Yeah! press my fingers against the cool ivory keys, begging the wooden soundboard for a gentle breeze. But the hammers refuse to strike the metallic wire, extinguishing the passionate musical raging fire. I stare blankly at the completely empty manuscript, wondering where the beautiful harmony suddenly slipped. The tuning fork hums but finds no matching pitch. We are stuck permanently in this unmusical ditch. I adjust the microphone, but there is no vocal to record, just the devastating absence of a single meaningful word. My vocal cords are paralyzed by the unspoken grief, praying for a sonic wave to bring a moment of relief. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. The orchestra packed up their instruments and walked away, knowing there was absolutely nothing left for us to play. The conductor dropped his baton onto the dusty floor, closing the heavy curtain, locking the auditorium door. I hum a phantom tune that nobody else can hear, a pathetic lullaby to conquer my overwhelming fear. The metronome ticks, but the time has ceased to exist, wandering aimlessly through a thick musical mist. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. We tried to harmonize, but our voices constantly clashed, until the entire musical foundation forcefully crashed. Now we communicate through absolute terrifying mute, a ruined piano and a broken splintered wooden flute. Hush now, listen closely, hear nothing, total void. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quiet never forget. Fade away, drop the mic, close the lid, end the song. Fade away. I left the vintage bicycle outside during the pouring rain. Now the pedals refuse to turn on the stiffened jam chain. The beautiful chrome handlebars are covered in an orange crust, transforming our shiny vehicle into a pile of useless dust.
The iron gateway screeches loudly when I push it open wide, exposing the junkyard of broken promises
sitting right inside.
Flakes of brown oxidation fall onto the muddy gravel path,
a chemical reaction resulting from my terrible, stubborn wrath. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid, chewing through the solid plate. Realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rust in love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rust in love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect.
I turn the ignition key, but the motor simply will not start. A metaphor for the terrible condition
of my hardened heart.
The hood is welded shut
By years of absolute disregard, parked permanently inside this overgrown, miserable yard.
The padlock on the cellar door lacks a matching
Functional key,
sealing away the treasure chest of what we used to be.
I scrape the surface with a wire brush, trying to find a shine, but the decay goes much deeper than the visible outer line. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid, chewing through the solid plate. Realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rust in love, decaying in the completely fail to protect.
Like polished silver sitting in the bright sun,
but the devastating process
of weathering has officially won.
No amount of polish can reverse this brutal chemical toll.
We are just
metallic scraps lacking a functional beating soul.
The metal grinds gears like
flakes fall, corrode. We completely fail to protect.
Scrape it off, toss it out, scrapyard calls,
nothing left.
Sitting by the neon tavern sign, flickering outside, watching amber liquid pour as I swallow my pride. The bartender wipes the counter with a dirty rag, carrying this heavy sorrow in a leather bag. Ice cubes melting slowly in this cylindrical glass, watching blurry strangers and midnight taxis pass. My tab is running high, but my spirit sinks so low. I drank the poison willingly, yet I cannot let you go. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. Empty bottles lined up like soldiers on the shelf.
I'm picking fights
with the demons inside myself, stumbling through the alleyway,
tripping on the curb,
looking for a magic cure
or some medicinal herb.
The taxi driver asked me for an avenue or street, but I just stared blankly at the pedals on his feet. My destination vanished when you walked out the door. Now I am just a patron sleeping on the tavern floor. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning head should have never been sung.
Sanity is ruined. The proof is in the bottle. The evidence is clear. I am fermenting all my sadness into liquid fear. Pour it, swallow hard. Feel the burn, dizzy mind. Oh, these are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. The glass is empty, the bill is paid. Staggering home, sober in a cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair. The ventilation fan is broken, spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go.
My lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat, trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be.
Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
The wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air.
I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown, standing in the crowded lounge. Yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Oh, trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale
glass is much too thick. Inhaling all these promises is making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Cough it up, cannot breathe. Hey, yeah. Trapped inside this smoky room, I'm gasping for breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we can hail the smoke, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. Smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Air is clearing, lungs are aching, cigarette crushed, walk outside. Cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair.
The ventilation fan is broken,
Spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go.
my lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat.
Trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
The wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air.
I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown. Standing in the crowded lounge, yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. My vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Of our asphyxiation
making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, cough it up, cannot breathe.
Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. The smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
Air is clearing, lungs are aching, cigarette crushed. Walk outside. I look into the vanity mirror, but my reflection is torn. A distorted image of a woman, completely forlorn. The spider web of cracks spreading across the silver pane, multiplying my sorrow, duplicating my profound pain.
Every single angle shows a different fractured view
of the terrible moment when I finally lost you.
Walking barefoot across the dangerous kitchen tile,
navigating the debris of our ruined, broken smile.
the crystal vase you threw is scattered everywhere,
gleaming maliciously under the hanging chandelier.
I pick up a jagged piece, studying the pointed edge,
standing precariously upon a dangerous rocky ledge. Fragility was a concept we carelessly chose to ignore, smashing our precious trust against the hardwood floor. You cannot glue a ruined mosaic back into its prime. The splinters will remain until the end of time, walking on shattered glass, cutting our tender feet, leaving a bloody trail down the miserable, lonely street. A million tiny fragments of a promise we broke, choking on the dangerous microscopic silica smoke. Shattered glass, reflecting our catastrophic mistake, realizing exactly how much a human soul can break.
I bought a broom to sweep the terrible mess away, but the tiny sparkling diamonds stubbornly decide to stay embedded deeply into the carpet, hidden from the eye, waiting to puncture our flesh whenever we walk by. The window pane was smashed by a thrown cobblestone. Now the freezing wind chills me straight to the bone. There is no protective barrier to keep the danger out, just an open wound filled with insecurity and doubt. Fragility was a concept we carelessly chose to ignore, smashing our precious trust against the hardwood floor. Oh, you Can I glue a ruined mosaic back into its prime? The splinters will remain until the end of time. Walking on shattered glass, cutting out tender feet, leaving a bloody trail down a miserable, lonely street. A million tiny fragments of a promise we broke, choking on the dangerous microscopic silica smoke. Shattered glass, reflecting our catastrophic mistake, realizing exactly how much a human soul can break. Until the terrifying reality crashed through the roof. Now we reside inside a jagged, ruined, perilous dome, a terrifying hazard that we used to call our home. Step carefully, feel the sting, bleed a little, sweep the floor. Walking on shattered glass, cutting our tender feet, leaving a bloody trail down the miserable, lonely street. A million tiny fragments, choking on the dangerous microscopic silica smoke. Shattered glass, reflecting our catastrophic mistake, realizing exactly how much a human soul can break. Watch your step, sharp edges, broken pains, careful now. Staring at the digital map, glowing bright upon my screen, calculating the massive geography, sitting right between different time zones, making our communication completely out of sync, pushing my sanity rapidly toward the treacherous brink.
Driving past the state line, reading the faded welcome board, living entirely out of a suitcase in an old beaten up Ford. The AM radio crackles with a terrible buzzing static hiss, trying to ignore the comfort in hometown that I intensely miss. The cell tower signal drops as I drive through the mountain pass, looking at the blurry horizon through a bug-splattered glass. Thousands of miles separating our weary traveling souls, taking unexplainable tolls on our ultimate romantic goals, singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if this separation is an act of cruel fate. The geographic nightmare catching separate passing trains.
Eating greasy pancakes in a lonely roadside diner booth, pouring terrible black coffee while searching for the truth. The waitress calls me honey, but it does not sound the same. Nobody in this entire time zone even knows my middle name.
Postage stamps and handwritten letters piled upon the desk, trying to keep our connection from turning grotesque. I trace your familiar handwriting with my index finger, allowing the romantic sentiment to temporarily linger.
The cell tower signal drops as I drive through the mountain pass,
looking at the blurry horizon through a bug-splattered glass. Thousands of miles separating our weary traveling souls, taking unexplainable tolls on our ultimate romantic goals. Singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if this separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart, an agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains, riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains. Satellites floating in orbit, beaming down a delayed tech, constantly wondering exactly what is gonna happen next. We are just two tiny dots on a massive spinning globe, waiting patiently for a miracle, maintaining endless hope. Keep driving, keep flying far away, never close. Singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if this separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart, an agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains, riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains. Engine stops, call connects, delay remains miles apart. Crystal chandeliers casting prisms upon my designer gown. The wealthiest, most miserable woman in this opulent town. Mascara ruins the exquisite imported foreign silk, crying over spilled champagne instead of crying over milk.
straightening my custom tuxedo in the polished looking glass, pretending to belong entirely to the upper elite class. A silver limousine is waiting patiently in the driveway, ready to show for this pathetic, hollow masquerade away. We possess an absolute fortune, swimming in pure gold, but emotionally speaking, we are terribly bankrupt and old. The paparazzi flash their lenses, capturing a fake smile, hiding the overwhelming tragedy behind an elegant profile. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure, suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug, addicted to the glamorous life like a destructive drug.
The penthouse suite offers an immaculate panoramic view, but the marble pillars feel like a
Prison built for two.
caviar tastes like ashes upon my aristocratic tongue. The saddest aristocratic melody
that anyone has ever sung.
Diamonds wrap around my neck,
An incredibly heavy chain, a glittering brilliant collar, amplifying my internal pain.
I wander through the sprawling estate,
A captive in my home, a solitary empress reigning within a gigantic, lonely dome. We possess an absolute fortune, swimming in pure gold, but emotionally speaking, we are terribly bankrupt and old. The paparazzi flash their lenses, capturing a fake smile, hiding the overwhelming tragedy behind an elegant profile. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure, suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug, addicted to the glamorous life like a destructive drug. The bank account overflows, the vault is tightly secure, but this prestigious melancholy remains entirely uncured. You cannot purchase a genuine laugh with a platinum card. Playing this incredibly wealthy role is extraordinarily hard. Drip softly, shine bright, look rich, feel poor. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure, simply cannot cure. Suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug, addicted to the glamorous life like a destructive drug. Wipe your eyes, fix your hair, smile for them, curtain falls. Sitting by the neon tavern sign, flickering outside, watching amber liquid pour as I swallow my pride. The bartender wipes the counter with a dirty rag, carrying this heavy sorrow in a leather bag.
Ice cubes melting slowly in the cylindrical glass, watching blurry strangers and midnight taxis pass. My tab is running high, but my spirit sinks so low. I drank the poison willingly, yet I cannot let you go. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. Empty bottles lined up like soldiers on the shelf. I am picking fights with the demons inside myself, stumbling through the alleyway, tripping on the curb, looking for a magic cure or some medicinal herb. The taxi driver asked me for an avenue or street, but I just stare blankly at the pedals on his feet. My destination vanished when you walked out the door. Now I am just a patron sleeping on the tavern floor. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. They say the liquor helps to sterilize the wound, but it only guarantees my sanity is ruined. The proof is in the bottle, the evidence is clear. I am fermenting all my sadness into liquid fear. Pour it, swallow hard, feel the burn, dizzy mind. Oh, these are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung.
The glass is empty, the bill is paid, staggering home, sobering up. Hollow holes return, the sound of my regret. Every word I shouted is something I cannot forget. The mirror reflects a stranger with tear-stained eyes, trapped inside a labyrinth of our foolish lies.
Footsteps bouncing off the marble staircase, searching for a single smile upon your face.
But the house is empty, totally devoid of grace. Just the ringing vibration of an empty space, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop.
The grandfather clock ticks like a beating drum, waiting for a peaceful moment that will
Never come. I threw my favorite whiskey glass against the door, listening to its shadow across the hardwood floor.
the fragments tinkle like
Like a discordant chime,
we are out of rhythm,
completely out of time. I hum a melody we wrote in our prime, but now it feels like committing a crime, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane.
a boomerang of guilt leading to a panic attack. Hello?
Hello?
Are you there?
There?
Nobody?
Nobody?
Just noise.
Noise.
It is a bitter echo, ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow, amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. Hollow halls, returning the sound of my regret. Every word I shouted is something I cannot forget. The mirror reflects a stranger with tear-stained eyes, trapped inside a labyrinth of our foolish lies. Footsteps bouncing off the marble staircase, searching for a single smile upon your face. But the house is empty, totally devoid of grace, just a ringing vibration of an empty space, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow, amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. The grandfather clock ticks like a beating drum, waiting for a peaceful moment that will never come. I threw my favorite whiskey glass against the door, listening to the chatter across the hardwood floor. The fragments tinkle like a discordant chime. We are out of rhythm, completely out of time. I hum a melody we wrote in our prime, but now it feels like committing a crime, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet. Staring at the digital map glowing bright upon my screen, calculating the massive geography sitting right between different time zones, making our communication completely out of sync, pushing my sanity rapidly toward the treacherous brink.
Driving past the state line, reading the faded welcome board, living entirely out of a suitcase in an old beaten up Ford. The AM radio crackles with a terrible buzzing static hiss, trying to ignore the comforting hometown that I intensely miss. The cell tower signal drops as I drive through the mountain pass, looking at the blurry horizon through a a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart. An agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains. Riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains. Eating greasy pancakes in a lonely roadside diner booth, pouring terrible black coffee while searching for the truth. The waitress calls me honey, but it does not sound the same. Nobody in this entire time zone even knows my middle name. Postage stamps and handwritten letters piled upon the desk, trying to keep our connection from turning grotesque. I trace your familiar handwriting with my index finger, allowing the romantic sentiment to temporarily linger. The cell tower signal drops as I drive through the mountain pass, looking at the blurry horizon through a bug-splattered glass. Thousands of miles separated, now weary traveling souls, taking unexplainable tolls on our ultimate romantic goal. Singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if this separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart. An agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains. Riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains. Satellites floating in orbit, beaming down a delayed text, constantly wondering exactly what is gonna happen next. We are just two tiny dots on a massive spinning globe, waiting patiently for a miracle, maintaining endless hope. Keep driving, keep flying, far away, never close. Whoa, singing the distant blues, separated by the interstate, wondering if the separation is an act of cruel fate, a geographic nightmare tearing us completely apart. An agonizing marathon running directly through my heart. Distant blues spanning oceans, rivers, and the endless plains. Riding on different airplanes, catching separate passing trains. Engine stops, car